An underdog story of monumental proportions looms over Australian football. Wooden spooners last season and predicted in some quarters to struggle again this campaign, the Newcastle Jets will host their first ever A-League Grand Final against Melbourne Victory on Saturday night. Few, if any, would have predicted it. Perhaps even more extraordinary will be Sydney FC's absence in the penultimate fixture. The Sky Blues dominated the league, finishing 17 points above the Jets and a staggering 23 above Melbourne Victory in the regular season, a feat that would earn them the championship in almost any other part of the world. But things worked differently here in Australia, and after classic wins from the Jets and Victory when it counted last week, it is the Hunter and Victorian regions that will contest the greatest prize in Australian football. Two clubs, 90 minutes, one A-League championship. The stakes could not be any higher for the Jets and Victory. Key battle, Jason Hoffman vs Leroy George. Australian vs Dutchman, a league veteran vs a league newcomer, Hoffman vs George. Hoffman has been rock solid at right back for the Jets this campaign. However, a tactical switch from Ernie Merrick saw him occupy a more advanced position in last week's crucial semi-final against Melbourne City. The move paid off and Hoffman netted the match-winning goal while playing on the wing. However, Hoffman is expected to return to his more familiar post at right back against the Victory this weekend to combat the attacking genius of Leroy George. It is not hard to see why. The Dutchman has been nothing short of electric this season, netting 8 goals and notching a league-high 13 assists in a stellar first A-League season. If Hoffman can nullify the threat of George on Victory's left flank, the free-scoring Jets will be far better suited to outscore their opponents. Team news: both sides will head into the grand final with at least one notable absentee. Newcastle are forced to throw experienced gloveman Glenn Moss into the biggest match of the season after Jack Duncan limped off injured in last week's semi-final against City. The Jets will also be without Ben Kantarovski and Wayne Brown, who are yet to recover from a hamstring and calf injury respectively. Newcastle Jets expected 11-4-3-3, Moss, GK, Hoffman, Bugard, Topper, Stanley, Georgievski, Bugarkovic, McRae, Vargas, Petrados, Champness, O'Donovan. Victory are without key defender Rhys Williams, who succumbed to a calf injury prior to the Sydney clash last week, shattering news for the former Middlesbrough man and hopeful Socceroo who otherwise enjoyed a stellar campaign. Christian Theoharis, though selected in the extended squad, is in doubt after limping out of training earlier in the week. Melbourne Victory expected 11-4-2-3-1, Thomas, GK, Nigro, Deng, Donachi, Broxham, Valeri, Antonis, Troisi, Barbarisas, George, Barisha. Head-to-head, somewhat surprisingly, Newcastle edge Melbourne Victory in total A-League wins. Often labelled as Victory's bogey team, the Jets boast 16 wins to their opponents' 14. Crucially, the Jets' home form against Victory gives them the edge in this match. They comfortably defeated Victory 4-1 and 2-0 respectively at McDonald Jones Stadium this season. There have been 9 draws in the sides' 39 meetings. Previous meeting, a convincing 2-0 win, saw the Jets emerge victorious the last time these teams faced back in matchday 19. A tidy glancing header from Nigel Bugard opened the scoring, while the now in form Riley McRae iced the cake in the 70th minute. Victory were not without their chances though, as Duncan produced some masterful saves to keep Victory scoreless. Prediction: Jets to outclass Victory in an end-to-end classic, while Melbourne boast the superior grand final experience, with 8 of their 11 starters winning at least a single toilet seat. They notoriously struggle against the Jets and have a poor record in Newcastle. Add to that psychological advantage a sold-out McDonald Jones Stadium baying for Victorian blood and a first A-League title in 11 years, and it's impossible to deny the home side in this clash. Newcastle Jets 1, Melbourne Victory 0.